Hi, I'm John from WorkshopAddict.com. Today I have the Arctic Cove 18 volt misting fan to show you. Arctic Cove is a new brand that's available at Home Depots. So they have misting fans, personal misters. They've got some personal cooling towels. Matter of fact, they've got full room evaporators to basically cool you down. They're all about cooling you down. But today I want to talk about this 18 volt misting fan. This may look familiar to some of you. Last summer I went and did some camping with my family, and when we were out camping it was like 95 degrees. We rented one of those cabins at the state park. There was no breeze. We were hot the entire 3 or 4 days we were there. It was just miserable. And I kept telling myself, boy, I wish somebody came out with a battery operated fan. That'd be great. You could just sit it there. And I actually hadn't been paying attention, but Ryobi had one, and it was an 18 volt. Looks just like this unit, only this one is dedicated for misting. As a matter of fact, the 18 volt batteries that come with this unit, the Arctic Cove battery, is the same as the Ryobi battery. Matter of fact, you can use Ryobi batteries on this unit. These are the compact versions, and they have actually made it so this cover right here will accept the full-size batteries. So if you've got the Ryobi 4 amp hour battery or whatever they are, the large batteries, it'll fit right in. They put a nice little cover here that actually has a rubber seal around it, and that keeps any water from getting in and damaging your battery. So they thought of that. That's a nice way to keep that battery protected. Now, this is a neat, when I first saw this I said, boy, this is really cool. Not only are you getting your fan, but you've got the option. You can use it as a fan or you can use it in a mister. And they have it so it sits on top of most 5-gallon buckets. You can sit it on the counter too if you want. But once you set it in the bucket, there is basically a hose with a filter on it here. And that's supposed to sit in the water. Mine's actually floating. And the little trick to this is when you turn it first on, if it's floating in there, it might not suck the water. So you have to stick the filter in the water, get this thing primed, and once it's primed, it works pretty good. So there's 2 buttons up here. There's a fan and a pump. The fan has 2 speeds, so if you just wanted to use this as a fan, there's a slow speed and a high speed. Both of these switches have a plastic cover on them, so you're not going to get water in the electronics on that either. There's a pump here. There's only 1 speed of the pump, but I'm going to turn it on without the fan, and you may see there's going to be a mist coming out. There's 2, I don't know if they're brass or not, they're brass colored nipples here that spray the mist out in front of the fan. So this thing really puts out a lot. Once you turn on the fan, I got mist coming way over here right now, and that's on the slow speed. Now, I got it almost all the way to my wall right now, but you can see, hopefully you can see, there's a great deal of water coming out of this mister. And I'm going to tell you what, if it's a hot summer day and you're outside, this could be a nice little addition to the area you're sitting out at. Now, this is called a bucket top mister. Sometimes you're not going to have a bucket. And actually, if you don't have a bucket but you're near a garden hose, it has a garden hose hookup. Nice thing about this, I just tried this out outside, is when you're using the garden hose hookup, you don't use the pump on this unit. It will run without the pump. What does that mean? It's going to be quieter for one thing. The other thing is your battery's not going to be working to fuel that pump, so your battery should last longer. The other thing is you don't have to worry about your bucket ever going dry. This thing's nice, very portable. Matter of fact, we've used it on a whole bunch of other projects too. I've used it to, when I'm using some super glue finish on my turnings, I can set this up and go ahead and blow it on it and let it dry. And I really like this unit. It's easy to get around. I actually just checked the Home Depot's page, and they are out of stock right now, even online. So it must be doing well. Here's the thing I don't like about the unit, and it's not that big of a deal, especially if you have Ryobi tools. You'll have the charger, but this is the charging unit that comes with it. Put that on top and plug it in. Takes a long time to charge. It's just a chintzy charger. Works, but it's not one of those things that you're going to have on your work shelf and your workbench or something like that. But the other nice thing about it is if you're traveling, it's easy to store. So I guess that's the positive. If you're going away camping or going away to a friend's house that's having a backyard party, if you need it, you can just throw this in your pocket and go. So that's a good thing and a bad thing. So I'm sure if they were to add the actual full-size charger of like the Ryobi, that would increase the cost significantly on this unit, I'm sure. This fits most 5-gallon buckets, and matter of fact, I think I have one bucket that's an oddball 5-gallon one. It's really wide. It might actually be 6 gallons, and it doesn't fit. But all in all, it's really easy to move around. One thing, if you are on the hose unit and you have it on the hose hookup, when you shut the hose off, that's not going to stop right away. You got pressure built up in that hose. These misters are going to continue just to keep misting until the pressure's out of that hose. So don't shut it off and expect it to be done right away. There's directions in the manual for cleaning these little nozzles in case they ever get plugged, and for cleaning the filter. But everything stores away on this unit too. You've got this hose, and let me see, the hose actually runs back behind here. Oops. It does store pretty easy, trust me on this. And then it locks into place underneath. So your hose and your filter are out of the way in case you don't want to use it. Really nice. Puts out a high volume of air. So this is a fun unit, and if I'd have had this camping last year, boy, that would have been great. We could have set it up outside, and instead of sitting around outside trying to find a breeze to cool off, we could have had this going, and the whole family would have been a lot happier. A couple other items, like I told you, Arctic Cove has a whole line of everything to deal with cooling. They also have these cooling rags, and I hadn't seen them until this year, but like this one's supposed to be a bandana, I believe, and I got too big of a head, doesn't fit right. But there's this little microwave, these little holes in it, and this unit, it feels like a chamois. What you do is you get it wet, wring it out, and it cools. It gets cool very quickly. If you're not using it, you can just keep it damp like this, put it back in the container or a plastic baggie, and stick it in your refrigerator. And when you take it out, boy, it is very cold. And I've seen this spring, I saw a whole bunch of girls playing softball at the major league level, and it was a super hot day, and probably 3 or 4 of those girls had these big rags, cooling rags, wrapped around their necks, helping to keep their, their core, their neck and everything cool. And it is really nice. I wouldn't use it as a bandana because eventually it's going to get warm and it just covers up your head, but wrap it around your neck, this thing's really nice. They have other things too. They have misters that you can use to cool your whole patio area and stuff, but this is all I've really looked at so far, and this Arctic Cove little fan is a nice unit. So especially if you've got the Ryobi battery line. And so if you're interested, go check out the Arctic Cove website, or go check them out at Home Depot's website. Until next time, I'm John from WorkshopAddict.com. Talk to you later.